Dear students, welcome back. The topic that we are going to do today is Introduction to Graphs. Now, all of you know that graphs are some diagrammatic representation of a mathematical data. So now we can draw various types of graphs as per our requirement. So in this class, mainly I am going to tell you about types of graphs. Types of graphs. Now, I'll explain the types of graphs using an example. Now suppose in a school there is a maths test out of 50 and the maths teacher has collected the data how many students got how many marks, and then he made a frequency distribution table, means how many students got between 0 to 10, how many got between 10 to 20, how many got between 20 to 30, how many got between 30 to 40, and how many students got marks between 40 to 50. So it is marks. Okay, marks. And next is number of students. Number of students. Number of students, we can call it as frequency also. Number of students, we can call it as frequency. Now 0 to 10, 9 students got between 0 to 10. Then 10 to 20, say 18 students got between 10 to 20. Then 20 to 30, 54 students got marks between 20 to 30. Then 27 students got marks between 30 to 40, and 9 students got marks between 40 to 50. So the total number of students who appeared in that test will be, you add all of them, 117. Total number of students who appeared for the test is 117. 117 is the total number of students who appeared in that maths test. Now this is a mathematical data. Now how we can represent these data on graph paper, on graphs, and we can draw various types of graphs. So first of all, I am going to tell you is bar graph. First of all, I am going to tell you bar graph. Now, in a bar graph, what we do, on the graph paper, you draw a vertical line, that is the y-axis, and a horizontal line. Now, on the y-axis, you have to take the scale according to the availability of the graph paper. Means you must take the scale such that all the frequencies, they can be plotted in the available graph paper. So first of all, you see, suppose this is 9, this is 18, this is 27, this is 36, this is 45, and this is 54. Okay. Now first of all, on the x-axis, you leave 1 centimeter distance first, and now the first value is 9. So you draw a 1 centimeter wide bar and whose height should be up to 9. Then you leave a space of 1 centimeter, and then after leaving that space of 1 centimeter, you have to plot 80. So what you do, you draw a bar again of width of 1 centimeter, and the height of that bar should be up to 80. Now what we do, again the third is 54. So leaving a space of 1 centimeter, you draw a bar whose height should be 54. That means you will draw a graph like this. It is the height should be 54. The next one is 27. So again leaving a distance of 1 centimeter, you draw a bar of width 1 centimeter and its height should be 27. So height should be 27. This is 27. And the last one is again 9. So after leaving 1 centimeter distance, you draw like this. Okay? So this is 0 to 10, then this is 10 to 20, then this is 20 to 30, this is 30 to 40, and this is 40 to 50. Okay? Clear? Now you can shade these bars like this. You can shade them. Like this. Okay? And now you have to write down the scale also, and the scale says on y-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 9 students. Okay? On y-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 9 students. So the graph or the graphical, this graphical representation is called the bar graph. Always remember, in a bar graph there should be a space between different bars. Okay. Now I'll tell you one more. The next one that I am going to tell you is pie graph. Or it is also called pie chart. You have already done it. So first of all, to draw the pie graph or the pie chart, first of all you have to find the central angles corresponding to these values. The total is 117. Now you see this 9, the frequency 9 will be equal to, in a circle the total angle around the center is 360. So you will write for the first one 360. Here I will do the rough calculation. 360 upon 117 into 9. 117 is the total frequency. So 360 upon 117 into 9. So when you solve, (360 upon 13), which is almost 27 whole 9 by 13. So here the angle is 27 whole 9 by 13 degree. Okay, the angle corresponding to 9 is 27 whole 9 by 13. Now the second angle, that is 18. So 18 upon 360 upon 117 into 9. Into 18. So you cancel it by 9. So 2 here and 13 here. So 720 upon 13. So it is 55 whole 5 by 13. The angle will be 55 whole 5 by 13 degree. Okay. The second angle will be 55 whole 5 by 13. Clear? Now the next one, the third one will be 360 upon 117 multiplied by 54. Multiplied by 54. Now once again you cancel it by 9. Okay. Now 2160 upon 13. 2160 upon 13. Uh, 166 whole 2 by 13 meter. Third one is 166 whole 2 by 13. Okay. Now the fourth one, that is the third angle, 166 whole 2 by 13 degree. And now the fourth angle, 360 upon 117 multiplied by 27. You cancel it again by 9. So it is 1080 upon 13, which is equal to 83 whole 1 by 13. The fourth angle is 83 whole 1 by 13, and the fifth angle will again be equal to 27 whole 9 by 13. So these are the central angles. Now what you have to do, you have to draw a circle of suitable radius. Suitable radius means not too big, not too small. Now first of all you draw one radius of this circle, and now the first angle was 27 whole 9 by 13, which is almost equal to 28. So you will draw an angle of 28 degrees. Say this is 28 degrees. Okay. One more 28 degrees there, so we will draw another angle 28 here, like this, 28 degrees. Now the next angle is 55 whole 5 by 13, which is almost 55. So you draw the next angle, which is equal to 55 degree, like this, 55 degree. Okay, and the next angle is 166 whole 2 by 13, means it is again almost 166 degree. So this is 166 degree, this is 166 degree, this should be 28, 27 whole, you make it 27 whole 9 by 13. This time I have given the example from my own side, so the angles are in fraction, otherwise angles won't be in fraction. Okay, because it is very difficult to plot angles in fraction. So it is 166 whole 2 by 3. Then automatically the last angle will be 27 whole 9 by 13. Clear? So this is your pie graph. This is your pie graph. The first one, this is this sector is for 0 to 10. Then this one is for 10 to 20. The next one is for 20 to 30. And the fourth one is for 30 to 40, and the last one will be for 40 to 50. So now you can see in this pie graph we have plotted 5 different sectors which are representing 5 different categories. Now this is the second type of graph I told you. So any mathematical data can be represented diagrammatically using these graphs. So the first one I told you is the bar graph, and the second one is the pie graph or the pie chart. Now the third one I am going to tell you is the histogram. Now for histogram, for histogram, zero to 10, first of all I will write down the question once again. 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. Okay, and the frequency was 9, 18, 54, 27 and 9. Now histogram is almost like bar graph, but there is no gap between different bars. So first of all, on the y-axis you mark the number of students as you did in bar graph also. Okay, and here it is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, these are the marks, and this is number of students. Okay, now the first one 0 to 10, 9. So you make this bar like this. Now the second one 10 to 20 is 18, like this. So you must have noticed there is no gap between various bars. The third one is 54. So the third one is 54 like this, and the fourth one is 27. So 27 is like this, and the fifth one is 9 like this. Okay, so this is your histogram. There is no gap between different bars. Here you will write down the scale on x-axis. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 marks on x-axis. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 marks on y-axis. 1 centimeter is equal to 9 students. So as I told you earlier, you can choose the scale according to the availability of the graph paper, so that the values or the frequencies can be accommodated in the available graph paper. Clear? So this is your histogram. Now in each histogram, if you draw a dot at the center of the top of each bar, in a histogram, if you mark a dot at the middle of each top of each bar, and then you join them like this. If you join them, okay, and the last one you draw at the half on the x-axis. Here also at the half on the x-axis. Then this is called a line graph. This is called a line graph, or it is also known as frequency polygon. It is also known as frequency polygon. Okay, so I told you about bar graph, pie graph, histogram and line graph. These are the types of the graph that we are going to study in this chapter. So in the next class, I'll give you a few examples based on these types of graphs. Thank you.